Portland has just named a new interim police chief, the city's 7th police chief in just 8 years. Bob Day, a 30-year veteran of the Portland Police Bureau, was sworn in October 11th by outgoing police chief Chuck Lovell. Lovell served as chief for just over 3 years and will stay with the Bureau as head of community engagement. Day is a former captain of North Precinct and a former assistant chief with the Bureau. He came out of a 4-year retirement to lead the Bureau for the next 18 months. Chief Day had a sit down with reporters this week, including our own Lisa Balick, and we asked him why he decided to come back and what he hopes to accomplish in a city reeling from some big challenges.
I didn't come back because I was looking for a job. I mean, the opportunity that the mayor and Chief Lovell really provided me is very special, and I'm very honored. And I really see that this is a time of transition for the city.
Bob Day outlined his top priorities for over the next 18 months, reducing crime and the fear of crime, increasing transparency and accountability with heightened community engagement, and encouraging professional growth and development among his officers and staff.
The days of, just the police being able to stand in front of the microphone and say, trust us, trust the system, I think have long passed. There's plenty of studies to show out there the declining trust in law enforcement, not just in Portland, I'm talking nationwide. So I really wanted to work towards that community trust building by being as transparent, as accountable as possible.
We asked Chief Day about the fentanyl crisis plaguing the streets of Portland and beyond. He says it's much more than a police problem.
This is a new phenomenon for me personally and as a police professional. I lost a family member to a fentanyl overdose a few years back. So it's personal in terms of its connectivity for us, for me. It's definitely a priority. I mean, we're talking about, lives, human lives at stake here. And so we're doing everything we can. I really applaud the governor for her support of us and the state police and their involvement. The Central Precinct bike unit has just been doing some amazing intervention. I know that the county's working hard on, more opportunities for addiction services. And this is what I mean by kind of this more hopeful, opportunistic approach. Like right now, I see so many people leaning in, wanting to say, hey, how do we get our arms around this? And there's a lot of competing ideas and views about what that looks like. But as long as people are interested and engaged, I'm all for it.
KOIN 6 reporter Lisa Balick asked Chief Day about the police response to Mayor Wheeler's daytime camping ban to deal with homelessness, if and when it goes into effect.
What's your directive going to be to the officers, especially when you don't have enough officers to begin with, even responding to priority 1 calls quick enough? So specifically, what is going to be your directive to officers? Are they going to go out and write these tickets?
Well, that's a great question, and it's one that I'm in conversation with the mayor's office about right now, and I don't have that directive because I don't have that start date and the specifics of what's expected of me or expected of the Bureau in support of that. So all I can say right now is we're going to have to evaluate that based upon all the other needs and demands that we have around public safety. How many shelter beds do we have? What are the programs the county is initiating? Where can we, send people for addiction services? I want our officers to be prepared with all those resources so when they step into those spaces with people that are unhoused, they have that to refer people to.
Day says there will be more officers patrolling the streets, especially in downtown. However, Lisa again pressed the new chief about response times, even for priority 1 emergency calls. Response times that are much too slow, according to recent reports.
Is there anything you'd like to see or anything you could implement to increase response time to those priority 1 calls?
Certainly focused on efficiency. I like to say that I think people are always working really hard, but I don't know if we're working as efficient as possible. So what I mean by that is, where are we spending our time? How do we look at the data that's informing our decision making, whether it be how many people we staff, when we staff, what's the appropriate resource to send to that response? Are we maximizing technology in that regard? I think the increased amount of PS3s is a positive step in that direction. We have certainly recognized that not every call requires an armed response.
PS3 stands for Public Safety Support Specialist. They respond to non-emergency calls, follow up on property crimes, write reports, and process evidence. It is separate from Portland Street Response, which is run out of the Portland Fire Bureau, not the Police Bureau.
I think Portland is uniquely poised, both regionally and nationally, to be an example to the rest of the country about how we can bring meaningful change forward. I mean, the challenges that we have are obvious, they've been well documented. But what I'm hearing both outside the organization and inside the organization is a deep desire for a different story, a different framework.
But don't expect Bob Day to stay on the job for more than this 18-month stint. He says he wants to see a Portland comeback and be a part of it.
There's a lot of people that want to see that same goal, want to see Portland as a place that's highly sought after to live, work, play, recreate, etc. And I'd love to be part of that story and then, you know, go back to maybe a little more golf. I don't know.
In addition to the issues on the streets, Chief Day is also facing several other challenges. The Bureau is still required to enact reforms mandated by the 2014 settlement with the Department of Justice regarding use of force, especially in cases involving the mentally ill. And there's a new civilian police oversight board, which will have the power to investigate and fire officers. Bob Day will earn about $258,000 a year as interim chief.